other allopaths who found a better way. And Herbert Shelton, John Tilden, a doctor named Trall, many of these people in the previous century, they were trying something else. What they found was that if they looked at the disease in a different way, which is not that it's the germ or the microbe is infecting the body and causing the ailment, they felt that what they were seeing, the familiar runny nose or coughing, the skinny rashes, skin eruptions, lesions, fevers, these symptoms were catarrhal effects, meaning that there were metabolic products, waste, trying to get out of the body, and doing so in a what they call vicarious way, or through substitution. Let me explain what that is. Take chickenpox, for example. It's the elimination of a toxic fat or fatty acid through the hair fat glands.
Okay.
That's why you feel that burning sensation when you have chickenpox. It's your body purging waste products from your skin, basically.
Right, and when you get a fever, that's your body's reaction to any kind of toxin coming into the bloodstream or anywhere on the skin surface. Getting a fever is your body's natural reaction. You can even, your body's increasing its metabolic functions. The liver is warming up. It's rushing to deal with an emergency. It's like when you see firemen go to a fire. I've seen people whose pulses raced after eating a pizza. It depends on what you're doing and how your body's reacting. And if you're seeing a fever, you know that the body's trying to get rid of something. Yeah.
It's like when you see diarrhea, it's trying to get it out of your body.
Yeah, or it's speeding up the metabolism for a purpose.
Right. Now, in the case of diarrhea, just for the heck of it, you have a doctor look at that, and he wants to apply a drug because that's for one thing, that's how drug companies make their profit. So they know that you get diarrhea if the body's pushing stuff out of the body quickly. So what do? They'll give you a Demerol product that will slow peristalsis, stopping the body from doing what it needs to do, which is an emergency effort to get something that doesn't belong in the body out of the body quickly.
Longer.
Right.
They're stopping the body with that drug.
Right.
Whereas the naturopath or homeopath would say, why is that happening? And they might give you maybe a digestive aid because you're deficient in it. Maybe that's why you're getting diarrhea. So they'll look at the cause. The doctor will look at how to stop the symptom.
Right.
But the symptom is merely the effect, and the effect and the cause cannot be one and the same. So that's why these doctors realized that they were doing something wrong, and they switched over to natural hygiene. Now, one of the greatest modalities they used was through a fast, physiological rest. Through a fast.
Gary, can I stop you there for a moment? The doctors that switched to natural hygiene, I would imagine there was like only a handful. I don't think it was the majority of the profession because, you talk to a lot of doctors today, none of them know about the natural hygiene. So which doctors are you referring to and in what period of time?
Roughly 150 years ago. You can read about it even in that book, Fit for Life, by Diamond. I forgot his first name. Harvey Diamond.
Okay.
He wrote about a chapter on that. There was a bestseller.
Right.
That's when a lot of people learned about natural hygiene for the first time through that book. That was, I think it was, 20 years ago maybe.
Right. But how many doctors are actually practicing that you know of today? It's not many. Would you agree?
Not many. We just, not that many because obviously there's legal and there's economic prescriptions against it. Let's put it that way.
Right.
There was one guy.
We'll get into that later, but I just wanted to ask you that question because I just wanted to kind of
get a bearing on, like, because you're talking about natural hygiene as if it's out there, as if a lot of people know about it, and as if a lot of people, you know, do practice it. And I just wanted to clarify that for you, the listener, that, you know, what Gary's talking about seems, you know, like it's being practiced widely, but it actually isn't. So anyway, go ahead, Gary. You were talking about the natural hygiene principle, and I didn't want to steer you off that road.
Let me recap real quick for people who are a little confused. So what you're saying is there were doctors using drugs 200 years ago, kind of like Western medicine. A group of doctors went to this, let the body heal itself. That's the smarter way. And then now it's back to the old way again. That's what we're talking about. That's where we're at.
Well, yes and no. It went through different stages of popularity, on and off. Florence Nightingale, for example, would have been the precursor of a hygienist. Pentenkoffer, the social reformer in Germany, he cleaned up cities through sanitation laws, and these were what the hygienists did on a citywide scale, cleaning up and sanitation and stuff. The clinicians were doing on the body level, meaning that letting the body take care of itself through fasting. Why fasting? Well, what they realized, and there's a whole area of debate when it came to microscopes and different technologies. They were using dark field microscopes. They were seeing where germs came from. It came from the inside of the cell, so that the cell has to decay first before you get the germ. So it's the disease that causes the germ, not the germ causing the disease. They realize that if you fast, you remove the waste matter that the germ proliferates on, or the microbe, the virus. Viruses are just gene fragments in a protein. Right. What they realized was that these were self-limiting diseases that if you just let the body eliminate, allow the organs to rest, that these toxic waste will eliminate. Even
Tim, I'm a little bit confused here. So you're saying if someone, say I get sick, I should go on a fast, because if I don't go on a fast, as I continue eating, I'm maybe taking in more decaying matter that could keep the germs flourishing? I'm a little confused on that.
Well, your liver, kidneys are doing dual functions. They process waste and help you digest, but they also help with elimination. And what you want to do is not burden them. So what you want to do is let them do what they're doing by letting that inflammation proceed. You see something swollen on your body. It's inflamed. What you do is you let it proceed. You don't try to suppress it, and as a result, you're not going to get problems like you would have.
No, that I understand. That
I get. Okay, let me interfere there. Let me help you out there, Garrett. Not actually, you don't need my help. I'll clarify. For example, if your temperature drops, by 0.5 degree or 1 degree, it gets colder. Certain bacteria can proliferate in your body in that level. Like for example, when somebody dies, why do the temperature goes cold, right? Because your body temperature is at a constant 98.6. Okay. Now, have you heard about tropical diseases? Like you go to warmer climates, your body heats up. Right. Bacteria proliferate in that environment. Okay. So your body's actually heating up, which is attracting that kind of bacteria. So like when somebody dies, their temperature drops. And that attracts a certain level of bacteria. You know what I mean?
Meaning it's our organic system is it's all set up to at that range to be at 98.6.
Your body functions at 98.6 for a reason, and your immune system is at its most efficient at that point as well. And so what Gary's talking about the overburdening is like if you're feeling sick and ill and you start eating a lot, you're also putting more burden on the body to cleanse.
It's got to send its energy to go in now and get that food and those toxins instead of focusing on getting rid of what the problem.
And that's the burden principle. But I just want to add one more point to that with the temperature issue. See, why do people get sick a lot when they drink a lot of cold drinks with ice on hot days? They think it's actually cooling them down, but it actually isn't, right? Because if your body needs to be at 98.6, okay, and say it's hot,
it's got to work to heat the cold water back up, and that's energy, right?
Right, and that's energy.